Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to see us. It's very nice to see real faces and playing the live music getting together, and it's very nice to be here. We are 440 Gypsy Jazz Quartet, and the piece you just heard is called Yoki Swing. And yoki is the Japanese word meaning being cheerful, joyful, and kind of easygoing. And it's a good word to learn to take it home today. Can you all say yoki? Yoki. Thank you very much. And we are, so the Gypsy jazz music was established back in 30s, 40s by musicians named Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli. But Django Reinhardt is the main person who established this kind of rhythm going and we'll be talking about him and Gypsy jazz later. We have Jack Soref on guitar, and he's an expert and knowledgeable about Gypsy jazz. So he can tell you more about it later. But so the next tune we're going to play is by Django Reinhardt, Swing 42? No, Stopping at Decca. Thank you. That was Mark Chenevert on clarinet. Jim Guttmann on bass. Jack Soref on guitar. And my name is Tomoko Iwamoto. Thank you very much. So I would like to give you a quiz. So the next tune we're going to be playing is called Swing 42. This is also composed by Django Reinhardt. He composed several swing number tunes, namely Swing 39, which was composed in 1939, and Swing 41, which was composed in 1941. And we're going to play the tune called Swing 42, which you would assume composed in 1942, but it wasn't actually. I looked it up yesterday. I was like, oh, I'm just going to just check. And it was actually written in 1941, or at least he released in 1941. That means he already be written before 1942. So I guess like year 1941 was like you know, he was having good time, like, oh, I can write 41, and oh, another one, oops, it's not 42 yet, but okay, I'm gonna call it 40. So maybe that's what happened. But that wasn't about the quiz. So so the musicians do, like jazz musicians do the improvisation. We play on the fly, and we make up some stuff, and also musicians when doing the soloing, the improvisation, they so-called do quotes. Like they would put some like standard familiar melodies into their playing, so actually we're going to quote 4 songs on the way out. Meaning, like, so we play the melody and we do the solos, and then when we come back to play the melody again, instead of playing a melody, this Swing 42 melody, we're gonna play 4 standard jazz tunes. See if you can name them. Okay, are you ready? So did you figure out 4 tunes? Yeah, Paper Moon. You heard Paper Moon. Begin the begin.
Old Man River. Start it. Old Man River.
Oh, not quite. Not quite. Wait. Oh, you know what? He played. Yeah, good ear. Yeah, he actually quoted in his solo. Very good, very good. Yes, yes. How do you say it? I can't say it. Chattaguga chuchu. Yes.
Like Google.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna shut up. So okay, one more, right?
There was 4. There was 4 songs you said?
There was 4?
Well, that's because you
I
can't
got
do this.
rhythm was during my solo. That was an extra.
Yeah, that was extra. Yeah, so we have one more. One more. This one. I mean, yes, Blue Moon. Yeah, yay, we got it! Awesome. Okay, well, let's move on. The next one. What's the next one? Ah, yeah. So not only playing the no, we do the blues and yeah. So yes, we have one more Django's tune for you. It's gonna be featuring Jack on guitar. This is called Blues and Noir. Can you say it right?
Should I say it into this microphone? Will this? Oh, that works. Yeah, so this is a tune of Django Reinhardt's called Blues en mineur, which roughly translates into English as blues in minor. And it's a tune Django recorded many times throughout his life. Okay.
You know what? Maybe it's time for Jack to do the Django talk. Here.
It's apparently it's time to have the talk. So, who here knows who Django Reinhardt is? Just a quick show of hands. Okay, we have some people in the audience who have definitely heard of Django Reinhardt, and for the rest of you, you have a really enviable position because you get to go home and hear Django Reinhardt for the very first time. He was a genius musician. He came from a tribe called the Sinti, and he lived most of his life around the outskirts of Paris. And he was just an incredible musician, and there's his influence. It's very hard to overstate his influence on modern music. He grew up playing sort of French waltzes and light classical music, and really whatever a working musician in Paris would have done at the beginning of the 20th century. He was born in 1910, and he was already gigging professionally by about the age of 12. And then when he was around 18 or so, he heard someone played him a recording of Louis Armstrong for the first time, and he just wept and held his head in his hands and said, "Oh, mon frère," which means, "Oh, my brother." And that music changed his life, and he became, he had already been trying to play jazz. He'd heard some sort of novelty recordings, but when he heard Louis Armstrong, that was a whole other thing. And it became the thrust of his life. He became this incredible jazz guitarist. And not only that, he became a hero for his people. And so the tribe he comes from, the Sinti, they play his melodies in their church. They set the hymns and prayers and psalms to his melodies. and they play guitar in their families, and there are dynasties of musicians who play this kind of music. And then there are all the rest of us who play it all over the world and love it. And I've seen it bring so many different people together, and it's brought you here and us here. So we can thank Django for bringing us together today.
Jack Soref on guitar. So not only we play Django's music, we also play our own original tune. Like you heard, the first tune was called Yoki. Yeah, Yoki Swing. Yes. So, so people express thoughts and feeling in different ways. People might write stories. People might paint pictures, taking photos. And the musicians express our feelings and thoughts playing music. And so the next tune is called Storyteller. This is our own way of telling story to you. Thank you. I'm going to let Mark speak for the next tune, but I want to say something. So the next tune we're going to play is called Jitterbug Waltz, composed by Fats Waller. Somehow I thought he was more like 20s, 30s musician, but he's actually was born 1904 and died 43. So he was actually among the musicians who died young, like age 39. And in fact, Fats Waller and Django Reinhardt sort of lived around the same time. Yeah, and so did Charlie Parker. So Django is really like a bebop time guy. Yeah, so it's interesting. It's like, I know this genre of music, I know this genre and this genre, and now it's kind of connected together. It's like, oh, they lived in the same era. All right, so that's it from Ian. So Mark?
I have nothing to say now. Actually, it's a good point. I had a really good tie in there. But anyway, Jitterbug Waltz is, who can name some other Fats Waller tunes?
I've got a feeling I'm falling.
Your feet's too big?
Blue turning gray over you.
He said something. Oh.
Anyway, that's sort of a comedy, sort of a joke song. I can't, I don't like it because your feet's too big, your pedal extremities are colossal. Anyway, he also wrote Ain't Misbehaving. That's what I wanted to hear there. So, this is sort of an anomaly. It's become, I say it's become a jazz standard, and so I learned it, and hardly anybody ever calls it because it's kind of got a tricky little melody, which is not, it's not a caveat for me or anything. Just saying. Anyway, one might not expect this of Fats Waller, but here it is, and it shows the width and breadth of the musical experience and the musical artistry, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Mark Chenevert on clarinet. So we're going to go back to Django's music, which is called Troublant Bolero. So it's a little bit different feel. It's not ncha ncha. This is, how does that go, Jim? Like
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. So Jim can do any rhythms. So here we are, Troublant Bolero.
Thank you very much. So we're gonna be playing the last tune, but before we do that, we would like to say thank you very much for having us, and thank you, Frank, for doing that awesome sound, and Niels, thank you very much for helping. So the last tune is called YY. This is the title song of our first CD. By the way, we have 2 CDs out, YY and Yoki Swing. Those are available for sale. Please come talk to us afterwards. They're on the piano over there. So this is called YY. Are you ready, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
One, two, one, two. time for one more?
I think that is a yes.
Can I take one more?
Thanks again. Thank you very much.